Guten Abend, liebe Hörer, hier spricht Kanada im 16, 19, 25, 41 und 49 Meter Band. Diese tägliche Sendung wird auch um 19:30 Uhr von Berlin über Mittelwelle, 371 Meter und UKW Kanal 11 übertragen.
Wenn Sie uns schreiben wollen, Kritik, Stellungnahmen oder Vorschläge zu unserem Programm haben, unsere Adresse lautet Radio Kanada International, Montreal, Kanada. Und damit verklingt unser erstes Programm in diesem Jahr. Wir senden täglich in deutscher Sprache um 17:30 Uhr Greenwich Mean Time im 13, 16, 19, 41 und 50 Meter Band auf 21.695, 17.820, 15.325, 7.235 und 5.995 Kilohertz. Außerdem um 18:30 Uhr Greenwich Mean Time von Berlin über Mittelwelle 370 Meter gleich 810 Kilohertz und UKW Kanal 11 90,2 Megahertz. Hier spricht Kanada. Ici Radio Kanada. This is Canada.
Ici Radio-Canada International.
Ici Radio-Canada International. Nous diffusons vers l'Europe et l'Afrique sur 5995, 7235, 15325, 17570 et 17870 kHz et sur le satellite Hotbird 5, canal RCI 1. Reste à l'écoute dans quelques instants le Courrier mondial, une émission de Radio-Canada International. Mais tout d'abord, les nouvelles. Bonsoir mesdames, messieurs, ici Manon Richard, voici les informations de Radio-Canada International.
Program schedules for our shortwave service are available at www.rcinet.ca or write to us at Radio Canada International, Box 6000, Montreal, Canada, postal code H3C3A8.
This is RCI broadcasting to Europe, to Africa, and to the Middle East on 5850-5995, 11690, 11965, 12015, 15325, 15470, and 17870 kilohertz, and on Hotbird 5, channel RCI 2. Coming up after the news, the Maple Leaf Mailbag.
You're listening to Radio Canada International, broadcasting to Europe, the Middle East, and Africa.
This is Radio Canada International. Radio Canada International.
Radio-Canada International.
Radio Canada International.
Radio-Canada International.
Radio Canada International.
Radio-Canada International.
Radio Canada International.
Radio-Canada International.
ZFE-Canada, temps universel coordonné, 21 hours, 11 minutes. CHU, Canada. Coordinated Universal Time. 21 hours, 12 minutes. 12 minutes. CHU, Canada, temps universel coordonné, 21 heures, 13 minutes. 21 hours, 13 minutes.
and I'm pleased to be your host for this hour-long English language transmission from KNLS International, broadcasting from the top of the world, Anchor Point, Alaska. The New Life Station is a broadcast service of World Christian Broadcasting. Our executive producer is Jill Wood. Mike Osborne directs our English service. Will Thompson is the Studio B technician. This is Lucy Grant, host for today's broadcast. If you'd like to contact the New Life Station, please write to KNLS International, Anchor Point, Alaska, 99556, USA. Visit our website at knls.org or email to knls@aol.com.
Esta es La Voz de la Amistad, Radio KGEI, en San Francisco, California, Estados Unidos. Estamos operando en los 15.280 kilociclos en la banda internacional de 19 metros. Les acompañamos aquí en la ciudad de San Francisco, en este sábado lluvioso.
Jesús Calderón Elizondo, quien desea en este momento extenderle un feliz cumpleaños a mi compañero de labores, Jorge Leitón Chavarría.
Muchas gracias. ¿Bien? Aceptado. Y Jorge Leitón Chavarría hablándole. Aquí son las 4:01 y 10 con las noticias deportivas a continuación.
El oyente del día. Diariamente destacamos a uno o más de nuestros oyentes quienes nos hayan escrito por lo menos una vez. Además de esta deferencia que con gusto otorgamos al oyente del día, este recibirá de nuestra parte un vistoso diploma que lo ha de distinguir como oyente de KGEI, La Voz de la Amistad. Si usted desea ser incluido como oyente del día, no tiene más que escribirnos y con gusto lo haremos. Y aquí va nuestra dirección postal. La Voz de la Amistad, Casilla 15, San Francisco, California, 94101, Estados Unidos. Indique que desea participar de este capítulo del Oyente del Día.
Esta es KGEI, La Voz de la Amistad. Estamos transmitiendo en los 15.280 kilociclos, banda internacional de 19 metros.
This is the Voice of Friendship, international broadcast station KGEI, in San Francisco, California, the United States of America, beginning its broadcast schedule to the Far East. KGEI is owned and operated by the Far East Broadcasting Company and is dedicated to promoting goodwill, peace, and spiritual understanding among the peoples of the world. All correspondence should be addressed to KGEI, the Voice of Friendship, Box 15, San Francisco, California, the United States of America, 94101.
This is World International Broadcasters International Center Way Station WINB in Red Lion, Pennsylvania, the United States of America. At this time, we conclude our broadcast day to Europe and the Mediterranean area of Northern Africa on a frequency of 1514 kilohertz in the 19-meter band. Address all correspondents to WINB, Post Office Box 88, Red Lion, Pennsylvania. The postal code is 17356, the United States of America. Join us again tomorrow at 1600 Greenwich Mean Time as we begin our broadcast day to Europe and the Mediterranean area of Northern Africa on a frequency of 15295 kilohertz in the 19-meter band. Until then, have a good day. At this time, we begin broadcasting to South American region on a frequency of 15145 kilohertz in the 19-meter band.
This is WSHA, Cypress Creek, South Carolina, USA. From the studios of the World Service of the Christian Science Monitor in Boston, we welcome you to 2 hours of international broadcasting. I'm Kim Shippey, and it's good to have you with us. As usual, we'll have news on the hour and the half hour, and a news focus. Our first several features: Americans doing business abroad, a psychoanalyst defies the founder of his profession, geothermal power, voice-activated computers, the effects of automation on society, and we have a letterbox. But first, let's cross to our news desk. This is WSHA, Cypress Creek, South Carolina, USA. This is WCSN, Scott Corners, Maine, in the United States. This is WCSN, Scott Corners, Maine, in the United States. Hello to you all. This is Kim Shippey welcoming you to another transmission in the World Service of the Christian Science Monitor. Today we'll be talking about Ethiopia's race against famine, the new economics of Eastern Europe, and Europe's first weekend newspaper. Our special guest in Curtain Call today will be 3 Soviet musicians. And our transmission will end as usual with another edition of Letterbox presented by John Paris. But first, world news, and then news focus with Bob Gunn. This is WCSN, Scott Corners, Maine, in the United States.
to the voice of the world. An open window to heaven. WJCR Worldwide Radio, originating in our studios in Upton, Kentucky, 42784 USA. Call our 24-hour prayer line, area code 502-369-8614. My name is Don Powell, and I'm inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest music right here on WJCR Shortwave, Upton, Kentucky, 42784 USA. Listening to the voice of the world. Your household is safe. WJCR Worldwide Radio, originating in our studios in Upton, Kentucky, 42784 USA. Call our 24-hour prayer line, area code 502-369-8614. My name is Don Powell, and I'm inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest music right here on WJCR Shortwave, Upton, Kentucky, 42784 USA. Simply WJCR Upton, T-O-N, Kentucky. You can abbreviate it KY. My zip is 42784 USA. Our telephone number here at the United States. Call it WWCR, frequency 310 Worldwide Christian Radio. WWCR, Worldwide Christian Radio. At 2100 hours UTC time on 15690 WWCR Worldwide Christian Radio. From Nashville, Tennessee, the United States of America, this is WWCR Worldwide Christian Radio. If you would like more information about WWCR, or want to let us know you're listening, we would like to hear from you. Write to us at WWCR 3314 West End Avenue, Nashville, Tennessee, 37203, USA. That's WWCR 3314 West End Avenue, Nashville, Tennessee, 37203, USA. WWCR, frequency 310 is Worldwide Christian Radio. WWCR, Worldwide Christian Radio. At 2100 hours UTC time on 15690 WWCR Worldwide Christian Radio. From Nashville, Tennessee, the United States of America, this is WWCR Worldwide Christian Radio. If you would like more information about WWCR, or want to let us know you're listening, we would like to hear from you. Write to us at WWCR 3314 West End Avenue, Nashville, Tennessee, 37203, USA. That's WWCR 3314 West End Avenue, Nashville, Tennessee, 37203, USA.
Thank you for listening to World Wide Christian Radio, WWCR, Nashville, Tennessee, USA.
Welcome to the Roundup. The radio voice of the Cowboy Church of Hot Springs.
This is WEWN, Birmingham, Alabama, USA, a Catholic radio service of the Eternal Word Television Network. WEWN is now broadcasting on a frequency of 5825 kilohertz. The following program is presented in the English language. This is WEWN, Birmingham, Alabama, USA, a Catholic radio service of the Eternal Word Television Network. WEWN is now broadcasting on a frequency of 5825 kilohertz. The following program is presented in the English language. The time is just past 2300 UTC. You are listening to WEWN, Birmingham, Alabama, USA, a Catholic radio service of the Eternal Word Television Network. WEWN would like to hear from you. Once again, that address is Post Office Box 100-234, Birmingham, Alabama, 35210, USA.
This is your Family Radio International Broadcast Station, WYFR, Situate, Massachusetts, with production studios in Oakland, California, the United States of America. At this time, Family Radio begins transmissions to Europe on 21,590 and 17,845 kilohertz, and to Africa on 21,530 kilohertz. We invite you to stay tuned to WYFR, your Family Radio, for programs designed for your educational, cultural, and inspirational enjoyment.
by 21455 kilohertz eastern meters, and to West Africa on 21525 kilohertz in the 13 meter band. Right to us at Family Radio, Oakland, California, 94621 USA. This is WYFR, Okeechobee, Florida, the United States of America.
My heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise, even with my glory. Welcome. Welcome to our day of worship here at Family Radio. During our Day of Worship programming, we'll bring you our Bible reading with the late Brother Hendrik Van Dyke, and also we'll have a Bible study with the late Dr. Robert A. Cook on Walk with the King. But right now, music glorifying the Lord our God.
Unsere Sendung wird auf dem 13. Meter Band 21.745 Kilohertz ausgestrahlt. Wir wünschen Ihnen einen guten Empfang und Gottes Segen. Sie hören DYSF Okeechobee, Florida, USA.
Herzlich. Und wir sind froh, dass Sie, liebe Hörerfreunde, WYFR, die Stimme des neuen Lebens eingeschaltet haben. Und nun haben wir als erstes die Bibellese mit Wolfgang Neumann.
Radio, the international service of the Full Broadcasting Corporation. WHRA transmits from Greenbush, Maine, in the United States of America. World Harvest Radio would like to hear from you. Send your reception report for QSL response to Box 12, South Bend, Indiana, 46624 in the USA. Please visit our website at whr.org. Thank you for listening to World Harvest Radio International. WHRA is now broadcasting on 11,565 kilohertz on the 25-meter band at 90 degrees to Africa.
This is November, Mike, November. Coast Guard, Portsmouth, Virginia Communications Station. This is November, Mike, November. Coast Guard, Portsmouth, Virginia Communications Station. This is November, Mike, November. Coast Guard, Portsmouth, Virginia Communications Station. This is November, Mike, November. Coast Guard, Portsmouth, Virginia Communications Station. This is November, Mike, November. Coast Guard, Portsmouth, Virginia Communications Station. This is November, Mike, November. Coast Guard, Portsmouth, Virginia Communications Station. This is November, Mike, November. Coast Guard, Portsmouth, Virginia Communications Station.
You are listening to the Voice of America from Greenville, North Carolina. You are listening to the Voice of America from Greenville, North Carolina. This is the Voice of America Breakfast Show.
D.C., signing on. Washington, D.C., signing on. From the Voice of America, Communications World. A review of electronic media with Kim Andrew Elliott. Welcome to Communications World for the weekend of May 19th, 2001.
It's 15 hours Universal Time.